hello, my beautiful soul family. How is everyone doing tonight? Welcome. It is Tarot Tuesday and Spirit knows it. How's everyone doing? How is everyone doing? Come right in. Let me connect over here to TikTok land. Connecting to TikTok land. It is Tarot Tuesday and Spirit knows it. Welcome. Do me a great, huge favor and tag someone, invite someone into this space. Let them know it is Tarot Tuesday and Spirit knows it. We are live on Instagram land. We are live on YouTube land. And we are live on these TikTok social media streets. Bring it on, somebody. How's everyone doing this evening? Welcome. Happy to be here tonight. I couldn't be here last week, unfortunately, but I'm here tonight, and that's what counts, right? Better late than never. Consistency is the way. And listen, last week doesn't matter. What matters is this week. We're here today. So how's my beautiful soul family doing? Do me a great favor and share this live. Share it, and share it so everyone knows we are here, especially because, the algorithms doesn't always let all your followers know that you are live, or they don't always get to see your posts and your stories and what have you. So you guys are my heroes because you guys are the supportive group that lets the rest of the gang know we are live. Okay. Um, yeah. So definitely it is that moment and time for us to be here in this moment. Okay. I'm just going to give it a couple of minutes to see who is on here and what have you. Going to see. Okay. So, that being said, let's roll this dice here in this moment. Let's roll the dice. So, how are we all doing tonight? How are you feeling? How was your week? How was your weekend? Talk to me, somebody. I want to know. How are you all doing? If you celebrated a solo return, I wish you a happy new trip around the sun. May the Most High, your spirit guides of light, your ancestors of wisdom, the source and creator of your understanding, bring upon you nothing short of excellent health, stability, growth, and the manifestation of all of your greatest goals and vision. Yes. So, what do we have going on tonight? It's Tarot Tuesday, as you all know. But we always initiate our week with we initiate our Tarot Tuesday with a message, with a theme, with a download, with a share from divine. And that share for today is, what more do you need? What more do you need? Write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. What more do you need? Write it in the chat. What more do you need? Write it in the chat. What more do you need? What more do you need? Write it in the chat. Write it in the chat. What more do you need? Or write in the chat, what more do I need? What more do I need? What more do I need? Write it in the chat. What more do I need? Write it in the chat. It's an interesting theme because there's not going to be a day in your life. There's not going to be a week in your life. There's not going to be a month in your life. There's not going to be a year in your life that you won't wake up feeling challenged by something, or challenged by someone, or challenged by a particular situation, challenged by a particular past, challenged by a decision, or challenged by a lack of decision, challenged by the idea of what to do with the next step. There is no such life. But it is important for us to understand that regardless of what that challenge is and how it looks like for you and how it feels like for you, trust me when I say everything that you need to overcome, everything that you need to succeed, everything that you need to open that new door, everything that you need to cut the cord to what attaches you to your past is within your vibrational field. It is within your vibrational field. It is within your inner spirituality. It is within your inner being. Now, that consciousness, that understanding gets often gets blocked. It gets shut down. It gets interrupted by our feelings, by low vibrational feelings, understanding of self or lack of understanding of self. And it blocks us. It blocks us from being able to reach into that inner power that we all possess. We all possess it. And I know that that is one of the most difficult truths for many to embrace, because the truth of the matter is sometimes many people, they've lived a life where all they've known is struggle. All they've known is setbacks. All they've ever been exposed to is challenges against other challenges, against other challenges. All they've known from the moment that they were crawling and walking is hardship, breakdown, meltdowns, abandonment, abuse. So it's very difficult to tell a person that all they've known is the negative aspect of their life to understand and embrace the idea that they possess the power needed to overcome. Because the first thing that will pop into their head is, well, if it's true that I possess such a power as you say, then why is it that still to this day, I'm only 30 years of age, or I'm only 35 years of age, or I live 40 years, or I've lived 50 years, all I've known is chaos, all I've known is setbacks, all I've known is hardship, all I've known is trouble, problems, issues, wars and battles and conflict. being depleted, being robbed, being casted aside, being ostracized, being abused. How can you tell me, that person would say, that I have the power to overcome X, Y, and Z when I have not been able to overcome the issues that continue to afflict my life even today? And my answer, though I don't claim to have all the answers, because the truth of the matter is, I do not have all the answers. But my response to that would be, well, you might be the person that still struggles. You might be the person that still feels challenged. You might be the person that still sits there wondering, when will my time come? When will it arrive? When will life get better for me? When will the universe throw me some rays of sunshine my way? And I will remind you that the fact that you were able to wake up, that the fact that lights are not completely out for you, that the fact that you haven't taken your last breath yet, it is an indication that there is something within you that still wants to show up and show out. There is something still within you that still wants to show up and show out. And the struggle becomes accessing that part of you. The struggle becomes being able to reach in and pull out that, not just that inner strength, but pull out that vibration that will carry you over and allow you to experience something different than what life has shown you thus far. Are you following? Because the first question when you wake up in the morning should be, I'm still here. So what is it that the universe is still waiting for me to show? What is the universe still waiting for me to pull out? What is the universe is still wanting to demonstrate, show me, prove to me? Because I am still breathing on this earth. I have not taken my last breath yet. And though that day will come inevitably, the fact that I was still chosen to be here today is a sign that my relationship, my contract with Divine Mother, with universe, is not over, hasn't concluded, it has not expired. It hasn't expired. Especially those of you that have had near-death experiences. Those of you that have that has proof that life could have taken you out. Those of you that witnessed someone next to you literally die, and it could have been you. It was the car in front of you that got hit by a truck that ran the red light. It was that seat that you were sitting at where someone else came and sat as you were leaving the location, as you were leaving the place, as you were leaving the party, as you were leaving the club, and that person that sat in the chair that you were sitting at was the one that got shot. And you didn't. And it missed you by a couple of seconds. It missed you by a minute or two. That in itself is the ancestors snatching you out of imminent danger that could literally end your life. But it wasn't your moment. It wasn't your time. It wasn't you, the one that was supposed to go. Even though you flatlined in that operation you had, something allowed you to come back. Even though it was you whose life was in danger, under attack. Something bigger and greater than you that sees where you're supposed to be snatched you and said, no, not today, not this one, not her, not him. That in itself is a sign that you have more power than you choose to admit, than you choose to recognize. Does this make your life, does this awareness make your life any better or perfect? It doesn't make it perfect, but it makes it better, because once I know something, you can't tell me I don't know. Once I am aware of a truth, you can erase it from me. You can take it away from me. Only I decide when I surrender it. And I shouldn't. And I shouldn't. I shouldn't surrender. I've been given an opportunity by the Most High. I've been given an opportunity by Creator. I've been given an opportunity by Spirit. I've been given an opportunity by the ancestors that did leave so that I can be here, so that I can carry the baton, so that I can continue the mission that they could not finish. That in itself should be the sign. That in itself should be that big sign in your life that says, oh, my life is not feeling the best right now, but here I am ready to do it again, ready to see it differently, ready to experience me differently than I have before. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So when Spirit shares with us this download of what more do I need? The first answer to that question is, I need me. I need me. Write it down, journal it, memorize it. I need the first response to that question is, I need me. Do you hear me? I need me. Write it down. Write it in the chat. I need me. I need you to write it in the chat so that you can truthfully internalize this. I need me. Write it in the chat. I want to see somebody write it in the chat. I need me. I need me. When you say it, it may not sound like much to you, but hear me out. We must remind ourselves of I need me. Why do I say that we need to remind ourselves more often than we ever do? I need me. We need to remind ourselves of this because in the process of experiencing challenges, setbacks, downfalls, failure, confusion, hurt, pain, abandonment, abuse, neglect, financial setbacks, it is quite easy to lose ourselves. It is quite easy for us to separate from our inner self. It is quite easy for us to sever the relationship between us and our higher self. When the relationship with self is broken and we abandon ourselves, then we become that person that's at the mercy of someone else to tell me how I should be, what I should do, how I should do it, where should I do it, whom should I do it with, what should I accept, what should I not accept. So it's someone else, something else, other people dictating Mom, dad, grandparents, siblings, significant other, society, employer. Someone else is dictating what my life should be, how it should look like, what I need to do, where I need to do it, whom I need to do it with. And then they give me their flawed explanation as to why I should do the things they say I should do, because I've lost myself from me. The relationship has been severed between me and my higher self. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? This is why it is imperative that we remind ourselves of this first truth. I need me. If you want to go a little deeper, I need me means that it's only through me that my life can change. It's only through me that I can elevate and promote my life. It's only through me that I can bring balance into my life. It's only through me that I can expand my wings and become what Creator knows I can be. It's not through someone else. It's not through the person you're in love with. It's not through that family member that is always dictating what you should or should not do. It's not those people that always have an opinion about why you do what you do, how you should do what you need to do. It's not through them that your life will be. It's through you. So ultimately, I need me. And then we have to go into, how do I need me? I need me conscious. I need me aware. I need me grounded. I need me willing. I need me protective. I need me in self love. I need me. Through those channels, follow me now. Through those channels, I need me. Because it's by way of those channels that I'll be able to overcome, to fight back when it's needed, to challenge what needs to be challenged. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? It's not through anyone else. So we must remind ourselves of the fact that I need me. That's why it's so interesting how people, for example, when you go through real deep pain, I'm not talking superficial crap. When people experience deep pain, one of the first things that many individuals that experience deep pain say when they are not in alignment with their higher self, when they're not balanced, when they have abandoned themselves, one of the first things they say is, I can't survive this, I can't go through this, I'm gonna die. And then yet you still wake up the next morning. And then yet you are still breathing. So wait a minute. In that particular moment, through that experience that I believe would break me, and I thought I was going to die, and I said, I want to die, or I said, I can continue to live this way, or I said, why should I continue to live this way if X and Y and Z occurred, if X and Y and Z left, and X and Y and Z passed away, if X and Y and Z did this. And then yet I still woke up the next morning. See, the Creator chose not to listen to that prayer that you spoke upon yourself, that you spoke over yourself. Creator did not satisfy that request because it knew that you have a bigger mission. a bigger mission in this life, a bigger mission to manifest. And because those of us that are still breathing, our ancestors are still hopeful, they are still convinced that we can still pick up where they left off, that we can still do what we were entrusted to do by higher source, whoever your higher source is, whomever the God of your understanding is. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So some of you might feel that you are up against a big situation at work. Some of you might feel that you are up against conflict at home. Some of you might feel that you are up against a huge situation with your health, or whatever the case may be, or the father of your child that you co-parent with, or you're dealing with two aging parents that you don't know how you're going to balance your life, or you're dealing with people that are repeatedly and continuously antagonizing you, or you are one of the empathic individuals that are deeply affected by the current state of our government. Whichever the case may be, whichever the case may be, you better know, you must know, you need to be reminded of the fact that the power you need to overcome, to confront, to deal, it's already within you, and it can only be activated by you, not by anyone else. Another reason I believe the divine universe, Mother Earth, Spirit gave me this download tonight of what more do I need? It's because oftentimes we are also looking for external things. We're looking for that extra reinforcement. We're looking for that extra ritual, that extra ceremony, that extra candle, that extra cleanse, that extra initiation. We're looking for that initiation that is not timely. We're looking for the next reading, even though you had one 2 weeks ago. You're looking for, someone else's opinion. And then I sit here and I tell you this. That which you're looking for, and you keep looking and you keep looking and you keep looking and you keep searching and you keep searching, and it seems like no one is giving you the answers that you want. Well, one reason why you're not getting the answers that you want is because the answers that you need are already inside of you. You're just not here for it. You just don't want to hear it. You just don't trust yourself. You just don't believe in yourself. A relationship with self has been broken or never been built, has never been nurtured the way it needs to be nurtured. So when my relationship with self is not nurtured, then I am at the mercy of someone else's validation, acceptance. Maybe the answers that you are exhausting yourself out there looking is because silently, Creator, Source, Spirit is telling you, go back home. Go back home. Home is in here. Home is in here, inside you, in your heart. In your heart, where the rhythm of your ancestors still beat. Come on now, somebody. Where the voice of ancient, powerful ancestors still speak. Spirit is saying, go back home. Go back home within so that you are able to access the tools that you already possess, that your inner child has tricked you into believing you don't have. Go back home so that you're able to access the tools given to you, granted to you by the God of your understanding, your own divine inner Ashe, so that you can access the tools that are within. That are within. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Is this making any sense to any of you? I know some of you are tired. I know many of you are exhausted. Sadly, I know many of you don't know whom else to trust anymore. You've trusted people that you would have put your hands on fire thinking and believing that they would have never betrayed you. But it's I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but the understanding of betrayal is a lesson in itself. Because betrayal teaches us that that person only betrayed me because I first betrayed myself. And I betrayed myself by desensitizing my connection with my intuition, shutting down the inner voice of truth within me, because I don't trust myself, because I have not learned how to trust myself, because trusting myself was never something that was nurtured in me. Especially those of you that grew up in environments where your parent, though they were great parents and they did the best that they could with the information they had, they did not know how to nurture, how to reinforce, how to ground that inner truth within you. Because you were always chastised, criticized, judged, reprimanded by everything wrong that they thought you were doing. But you were hardly ever, if at all, reinforced and nurtured for the good things that you did do. And that lack of reinforcement during your formative years, during your upbringing, contributed to you not knowing and not learning how to trust yourself, how to trust the voice of your inner spirit in you, the voice of your ancestors of wisdom within you. This is why there are people that come into your life, whether it's a platonic relationship, romantic relationship, professional relationship, and your body will always speak first. Trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me, trust me on this one. Your body will always speak first. Your body will always react, because within our body, there are energy centers. And these energy centers that are connected to certain spiritual receptors sense and picks up an energy much quicker than our mind and our eyes can. So when you encounter someone, when you meet a person, your body will either say yes or no. But the lack of relationship with self, where we are not in relationship with the inner voice of our consciousness, inner consciousness, and higher self, and our gut feeling, that will allow us to act in ways that contradicts what our body already knew from the head-go. If you go back to the day that you met the husband that you end up divorcing, in the name of the baby black Jesus, if you go back in your mind to the day, the first week, the first couple of months of that initiatory phase with that person that you end up divorcing, if your memory serves you right, you will go back and say, yeah, if I'm honest with myself, see, each and every time we start a conversation that starts with the words, if I'm honest with myself, baby, that, trust me when I tell you, that's a sign, okay? When something within you says, if I'm honest with myself, oh, what does that really mean? It really means that you weren't honest with yourself, that you contradicted yourself, that you went against your better judgment, that you thought you knew better than your ancestors that speaks to you in your body. It means that you thought you knew more than the God that guides you within. Come on now, somebody. Who's here for this conversation? Some of you ain't here for this conversation. Some of you, your lower level vibrations are forcing you to log out because some of you are currently in a relationship that you knew your body initially rejected. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. And guess what? That's okay. Because we ain't always ready. Sidebar. Knowledge, true knowledge, is not your knowledge. It's not my knowledge. True knowledge is divine. True knowledge is divine. And true knowledge will always be ready for you. True knowledge will always be ready for you. Always, always. Trust and believe true knowledge will always be ready for you when you are ready to embrace it. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down tonight for us? So I ask you again, what more do you need? What more do you need that you don't already have? What more do you need that you have not been haven't had access to already? What more do you need in order for you to take that next step? What more do you need in order for you to start rebuilding that relationship with self? What more do you need in order for you to be in alignment with your Ori, with your higher self, with your inner self, with your higher consciousness? What more do you need? Because whatever you think you need, it's already within you. Now, let me tell you what happens when we have readings, real readings. What happens when we have the right initiations? What happens when we experience the right what's it called? Rites of passages. What happens is something that's already within us gets activated. That is a different ball game. It's a different ball game. It's a different ball game when we start seeing things from this perspective. That initiation doesn't give me anything. What are you saying? Are you crazy? No, no, no. You're crazy for thinking differently. That initiation doesn't give me anything. That initiation activates what's already inside of me. That divination, when done correctly, when done by the right person, or the person that's truthfully tapped in, activates in me what's already inside of me. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? But when we go to empty places, and when we are in the hands of empty vessels, where it's all glittery and shiny but lacks essence, coupled with little to no relationship with self, little to no relationship with inner self, with higher self, with the spirit that lives within, little to no relationship with the source of our understanding, little to no relationship with our ancestors of wisdom, then everything we see is shiny and glittery. And then it becomes the next glittery thing, because that will prove itself to be wrong sooner or later. And then you go from that place to the next place, and from that place to the next place, and from that place to the next place, because you keep knocking on the door of empty vessels that can't activate anything in you, because they too have nothing. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So the divine comes to us and tells us tonight, what more do we need? Meaning, what more do we need that we don't already have? Now, don't get it twisted. This does not mean that you don't need an initiation, that you don't need a ceremony, that you don't need a ritual, that you don't need a cleanse, that you don't need divination, that you don't need a reading, that you don't need to experience certain rites of passages. That does not mean, that's not what this message means. What this message means is we must do our due diligence. We must do our part. We must go about responsibly, so that, number one, we don't show up in places with a certain sense of entitlement. That's number one. So you'll see. So that when we knock on certain doors, we're able to listen to the voice of our ancestors in our body telling us, this is not the right place. Run. This is a good place, but not good enough for you. Be more patient. Hold on a little. It also occurs that oftentimes we end up in places that we're supposed to lay down the foundation, but it did not mean you were supposed to build the building there. It laid the foundation. Certain places are foundation layers, layers of foundation. But that layer of foundation is a bridge to connect us to the next endeavor, to the next location, to the next stop, to the next station. Because some people are desperate. Some people want everything at the first stop. Some people want everything at the first station that they arrive at, not knowing that there is a requirement of patience. There's a requirement of humility. There is a requirement of discernment that needs to take place before the next level shows up. And the next level may not always be at the first place, may not always be at that foundational level, but that foundation needs to be laid down correctly. Nonetheless, the foundation needs to be laid down in the right manner. That's why rushing into things is never, should never be an option. Rushing into things should never be an option in any area of our life. I'm not talking religiously or spiritually alone. In any area of our life, rushing into things should never be an option. From a religious, from a spiritual perspective, it is only an option when it has to do with life and death. And trust me when I tell you, it might sound like a contradiction, but it's not. Trust me when I tell you, when there is a true life and death situation, your ancestors of wisdom, your spirit guides of light, the God and source creator of your understanding will take you to the right place for that moment. The right place for that moment. Keyword is that moment. The right place for that moment. Because it is equivalent. Ooh, yeah, Spirit wants to talk tonight. Lord, black Jesus, help me. It is equivalent to having a life and death situation where you end up at the hospital, you end up at the ER, and you must go into the OR, into the operating room immediately. And that surgeon that operated on you was the one that saved your life in a moment of life and death, but it may not be the one that attends to your wounds long term. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's not necessarily the particular doctor that takes care of you long-term wise. Hello, hey, are you ready for this? But you all be rushing into shit. You all want things right now in the moment. And right now in the moment is not always the right moment. Or right now in this moment, you are only able to get a piece. You only have access to a piece, but you want the whole pie. But if you eat the whole pie at the wrong time, you will not digest it in a way where it does your body good. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So sometimes you have to say, you know what? Let me receive what's available to me now in this moment. Let me receive what's available to me in this particular moment. Let me not try to take it all, because if I try to take it all, I may do myself more harm than good. I may do more harm than good. Sometimes some of you all, especially you fire signs, some of you all, you just want it right now, right now. Because, and understandably so, trust me, I'm not judging you. I'm not criticizing you. I am sharing with you a perspective that I pray you're able to embrace or at least ponder on. Because understandably so, sometimes you want things now because you've been waiting your whole entire life and you don't know when you're going to get it and you're tired of waiting. I can empathize with that. Of course, I've been there. But it doesn't change the fact. It does not excuse confuse us into always wanting things now in this moment, my way. I want it now. I want it now. What is it? No, sometimes, listen, right now, what's available to you is the slice. Take the slice. Take the slice. Have you ever been now it feels like I'm gonna get funny, but let me it's equivalent to that, that situation. You met a person, right? And God and the universe know you were really into this person, and you were so into this person, and the vibration felt so good, and oh my God, everything felt so good initially. But if that person pushes too hard, if that person pushes too hard, too quickly, many of you would get turned off, right? See or no? Many of you would get turned off quickly. If you were a woman and you encounter this person that there's good chemistry, there's a good vibe, and you're really feeling this person, right? Oh, but if he pushes you too hard, too quickly, too soon, and wants everything overnight, he took you out on the first date tonight, but this first date, he wants to turn it into jumping the hoops and hanging from the chandeliers, and it's like, whoa, 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 hello. You would get turned off, wouldn't you? Unless that's what you're all about, which is not, hey, no heat and no judgment. But when you don't want that, but that's the vibration, that's the language you're getting, normally you would pump the brakes. You would pump the brakes. Because when you want things too fast, they say in my country, lo que rápido empieza, rápido se acaba. That which starts fast, fast ends. That which starts fast, fast ends. It ends fast as well. Because we do not allow things to marinate. We do not allow things to sit there and really collect and build up. The build up, baby, let me tell you, the build up is good, baby. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's the truth. The build up is good. If it's too fast, then the magic is gone. If it's too fast, there was not enough time to enjoy the experience because everything was so fast. As I like to say, you meet people, especially if it's in the romantic sense of your life, as I say in Spanish, son el escándalo de 10 minutos y el escándalo de 10 minutos y el encanto de 10 segundos. It's all loud for it's all loud and great for 10 minutes, but it finishes in 10 seconds. What the hell? You know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Anyway. I'm not going to go there right now. But you all know what I mean. You all know what I mean. You all know exactly what I mean. That's why it's important to listen. Process things. Got to process things at its pace, at its right pace. Why are you all laughing? Those of you that are laughing is because you all are as bad as I am. Ay, Dios mío. Okay, let's get this ball rolling. I pray that this opening, this download, this initial share meant something to you. resonated with you, confirmed, affirmed, you're welcome, beloved. You're welcome so much. You're welcome. I do. I do. I do. Okay. I just noticed that I left my oracle cards elsewhere. Am I really in the mood to get up and fetch for them? Or can we just roll right into tarot and take this take this opening for what it is and just move on? How are we doing over here in TikTok land? It's hard for me to see the messages because of the blur, the blur. That's why sometimes I got to put my hand close so I can see the messages, because I can't read the letters because they're in white, and it's the blur, but I can see it. Confirmed and affirmed for sure. Awesome. I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to hear that. Let's keep it rolling. Okay, I agree with that. Let's keep it rolling tonight. I don't feel like going for my oracle cards. Anyway, esto. Let's start with the air signs. May let's start with let's start with the air signs. If you are in the house, show up, show up. Let me know, let me know, let me know if you are in the house. Air signs, are you in the house tonight? Maybe that's you'll call me half class. Mm, all right. Okay. So, air signs. Are you in the house tonight? Air signs. You know, it is important. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something before we jump into this. I don't know if it's because I've been around for a minute. I don't know. Is it because I'm gonna have a 1 minute? Give me 1 minute to be as transparent as I know how to be. I don't always hardly ever share my vulnerabilities. That's not me. But let me tell you something. I'm at a stage of my life where oftentimes I feel just so disenchanted because what I once upon a time experienced in the community, in our society, in spirituality, religiously, outside of religion, outside of spiritual practices, just in human nature, it's just so different than what I see today. It's just so different, so different, so different. This is not to say that there were ever perfect times. There is no such thing as perfection, right? Never was, there never will be. Perfection doesn't exist. One of the hardest challenges for us Virgos, right? But energy felt different. Energy felt different. People were more invested. In this day and age, many want drive-through experiences, as I like to say. Drive-through experiences, fast, fast, fast. Gimme, 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 me. And then they will discard you when they feel that they have nothing else to suck out of you. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. When they feel they have nothing else to suck out of you. they will go on their merry way. And it leaves you thinking, were they there really for you? Or were they there only for what you were able to offer? Which is why I'm going to take this brief moment to remind you of what I believe is a truth. You have to be cautious, protective of the energy that you expend, who you give it to. No, I'm sorry, spirit sculptor. We can call it narcissistic cycles, but it's not about narcissistic cycles. It's not. It really is not about narcissistic cycles. A narcissistic cycle is a whole different ball game. These are regular people. This is your regular mom and dad and boyfriend and girlfriend and wife and employee and coworker and boss and next door neighbor, and this is your regular Joe and Bob. Because people have become overly selfish. People are invested in what they're able to take and not in an even exchange. People have lost total sense and reality of what community really is. I wrote about that earlier in one of my posts on IG. We've lost the true understanding of what community really is. And because people are living such a fast-paced life, and this part of the contributing factors of this fast-paced life is the need or desire to compare yourself to someone else. You want to be at the same level someone else is. You want to be at their same speed. If they brought the house, you want that house. If they brought that car, you want that car. If they got the ascension, you want the ascension. If they got the promotion, you want the same promotion. Everyone is in competition. And that is really contributing to a disconnect with the true human aspect of this earthbound experience. People forget that foundation. Part of that foundation is about serving. It's about knowing that we, regardless of creed, dogma, religion, spiritual faith, we are here to serve. We are here to give back. And many have forgotten that. In whichever capacity, in whichever walk of life, whatever your title is, whatever your degree is, whatever your niche is, whatever your knack is, whatever your specialty is, we are here to serve, to give back. But people have forgotten that. People just want to take and take and take and take and take and take and take. And if you're not protective of self, if you're not someone that's grounded and balanced, you will allow yourself to be exhausted, emptied out, bankrupt emotionally, spiritually, energetically, vibrationally, mentally. You will allow yourself to be bankrupt if you're not cautious. So I invite you to do your best when you wake up in the morning, to look within your cup, to really make sure that your cup is full. Because if your cup is not full and you are the person that people need, and you're the person that people depend on, and you're the person that people reach out to, and you're the person that has the answers for everyone else, you run the risk of being depleted. And when you're depleted and nothing is going back in, when you're depleted and nothing has gone back in, it could take you out. It could take you out. Do you understand? Is this making sense to any of you? It is important. It is very important to make sure there are reserves for you, for yourself, for your life. There has to be reserves. There has to be reserves. There has to be reserves. Trust me, there has to be reserves. Anyway, let's roll this dice. We're going to start with the air signs, which would be Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. If you're in the house tonight, say something. If you're in the house tonight, say something. I'm glad it is, Anna. I'm glad it is. I'm glad it is for you, Luna, as well. I'm glad it is. How many air signs are in the house right now? As I shuffle here, I remind you, November 2nd, the Ancestral Elevation Healing Ceremony, 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, online with yours truly. Take a look at it. I hope that you participate in it. I hope that we come into a community and we commune to honor our ancestors, elevate those that are need the elevation and need to be elevated. Because we must do the work, especially for the times that we are living in right now. Trust me, we must do the work. We must do the work. We must do the work. We have to do the work because things are getting a little intense out there in the world. So we must do the energetic, spiritual, inner work. We must do everything within our conscious power to be able to cut the cords of outdated contracts that we got stuck with. Listen, we're dealing with the cards we were dealt. And some of the cards that we were dealt at birth, some of the cards that we have inherited in the name of the baby black Jesus, it ain't easy. It ain't easy. So do the spiritual work. And I don't want to go on a tangent, but as I say this out loud, it takes me into a drawer, and all I see in there is many of you that either reject, deny, abandon, or deflect on the fact that you have a spiritual gift that needs your attention. A spiritual gift that needs your committed self to show up. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? And because you are afraid that you're going to look crazy, you're afraid that you're going to be judged and criticized, you're afraid that you're going to look like a fool, you're afraid that you're going to be rejected, abandoned, you're afraid that you're going to be disowned by your family, who are Jehovah's Witnesses or Christians or whatever the heck they are. You choose to ignore what's inside of you. How about that? Tying it to the initial message. You ignore it. You act like it's not there. You go to it from a place of convenience when there's a need. It ain't about when there's a need. It's about being active full time. Define the spiritual work for clarity. In this, spiritual work is interpretative. Spiritual work encompasses all walks of life. Let's start there. Because we must remind ourselves that we are a spiritual being having a human experience. We all know this, right? So indeed, anything that we do in nature is quote unquote spiritual, because we are spiritual beings. Now, specifically to how I'm receiving this download in this moment for the people, for the person that this message is for, and obviously it ain't for everybody. I am specifically referring to those of you that are ignoring or denying that you are able to tap in spiritually. And it doesn't mean you are going to be a clairvoyant or a medium or a psychic. I hate that word psychic, to be honest with you. I don't like it. I don't like being referred to as psychic. I don't like that word. Don't have anything against it. If that's you, you use it and it works with you, amen. It don't work for me. But that's what I'm speaking about. I'm speaking to those of you that you consciously know you were born with a specific kind of spiritual gift that is of auditory or clairsentient or clairvoyant. There are many. Or you're someone that taps into people's energy and vibration, and you know this because you're sitting next to someone and you feel inclined to tell them something, but you're shy or you're embarrassed to tell them something. Or you're someone that is on a whole complete different level, nothing to do with clairvoyance, nothing to do with clairaudience, nothing to do with that aspect of healing work. But maybe you're someone that you're very much, you gravitate towards herbs and plants and trees and herbal medicine. That's also another conduit of spiritual work. Maybe you're someone that is more inclined to work with scents, oils, aroma. Maybe you can graduate this, if it is for you, into holistic work. That's another form of spiritual work, because it's a work that is in service, right? Heck, how about, I'm going to blow somebody's mind right now, Spirit says. How about you were 15, 16, 17-year-old and you always wanted to be a veterinarian? You love animals. You've always loved animals. But because life was lifing and there was a lot of issues and setbacks and challenges in your life, you gave up on that dream of becoming a veterinarian. You gave up on that dream. Someone passed away, you got pregnant, your family was depending on you. Point blank is that you gave up on that dream of becoming a vet. Maybe now you look back and you're like, it's too late for me, which I don't believe is ever too late for anyone, but to each their own. But let's just say that maybe, perhaps in your particular case, I'm not saying it is, but perhaps in your particular case, maybe that ship has sailed. Okay. But who the heck told you that you were supposed to turn it off completely? You maybe are not on the same wagon of becoming a veterinarian anymore. But who says you can't still work with animals in a different capacity? Who says? Who gave you permission to shut it completely down? This is how you are out of alignment with the truth that sits in your inner being, in your incarnate spirit. Somebody please let me know if I'm talking to you, because I don't want to feel like I'm just here blowing hot air. Is this resonating for whomever this message is for? Thank you. Thank you for that confirmation. Thank you. So I respectfully invite you to get up from your ass, okay? To stop making excuses for yourself, because what divine does not want in your life is for you to die with unmet dreams, unaccomplished goals. Divine source does not want you to die, transition, like many of your ancestors transitioned. Unable to have lived what was meant to be for you in your path. And then you wonder, Laura, I don't know why I went down this rabbit hole. And then you wonder why so many of us wake up with certain specific ailments, with certain specific pains and aches in our bodies. Do you not know that when we were born to do specific things, specific works in this life, and we don't execute those specific works, we're out of alignment, and that lack of alignment causes compression, and that compression gets locked up in the body. And because it's locked up in the body and it doesn't have an outlet, you start to feel physical things that science, the doctors, the lab work, the MRI, the CT scan, the ultrasound does not pick up. These things can pick up a mass, a cyst. It can pick up where there are certain, imbalances in your blood, but it doesn't pick up blocked, locked, stagnant, vibrational energies in your body. You're gonna make me curse. I don't want to curse. Do you hear me? So maybe your back pain, okay, that's locked up in that disc, lower back pain between C11 and God knows which other one, is telling you. We're asking you to get up because you allow your dreams to, your lack of manifestation allowed you to sit down. And Spirit wants to get you back up again so you can connect back to your dream. Hear me out, open your spiritual ears, open your spiritual heart. Yes, it potentially may not, at this stage of the game, it may not necessarily manifest in your life exactly as it would have had you complied 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 17 years ago, 12 years ago. It may not. It could, maybe, if it's really still meant to be. But if it's not meant to manifest in that same manner as when you were 18, 25, 28, you still got to get back on that wagon, baby. You still got to get back on because you've lost your way. You've lost your way, or you've settled, or you stopped dreaming. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Who says you can't become? You were meant to be a doctor. You were meant to be a surgeon. But who says now at this particular moment you can be a herbalist? Who says you can be a herbalist? Will it take you time? Everything takes time. Why are you so worried about time? Why are you leaning on time as an excuse when time is what exactly is exactly what's been wasted. Time is what's been wasted. And Spirit comes to remind you that with the time that you do have left, to do something about it. Because the divine has given you a pass. The ancestors of wisdom has given you a pass. Your spirit guides of light have given you a pass for the first window of time lost. Because there were challenges that you didn't understand, didn't know how to deal with in the best ways. There were losses, there was conflict, there was a lot of things. So you've gotten the pass for that time lost. Oh, but what are you going to do now? What new excuse are you going to come up with through this new window? As the theme of the night says. What more do you need? What more sign do you need? What other sign do you need? What epiphany do you need? What revelation do you need? What do you need that isn't already there for you? What do you need? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? What else do you need? COC. Okay. Let's see what comes up for the air signs. Woof, Lord bless Jesus. I tell you. The magician, manifest that shit. The magician shows up. It says manifest, 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 manifest that shit. Manifest it. Manifest it. As above, so below. Manifest it. As within, so without. Manifest it. This is actually in alignment with the message I was just talking about. But now it's specifically for the air signs. Manifest it. Manifest it. Manifest it because you deserve it. Manifest it because your ancestors are depending on you to be able to manifest. Do you not know that your ancestors are waiting for you to manifest it so that they can be set free? Because when you manifest, they manifest through you. When you stay stuck, they stay stuck through you. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Air signs, air signs, air signs, air signs. Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The magician. It's interesting that the magician shows up because the theme of the night, what more do you need? That's what the magician is saying. What more do you need? What more do you need? What more do you need that isn't already there for you? What more do you need? The magician, Hermes, Trigonistus, Mercury, the communicator. If you feel like it's for you, then embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. Embrace it. This is that moment in which the magician says, you know, as above, so below. The truth has already been revealed to you. Revelations, dreams, divination, consults. Hey, it's been shown to you. And Spirit says, listen, do you not see that there are less qualified people that are passing you over? Do you not see that there are less qualified people that are leaving you behind? But what do I have to say about that? What I have to say about that is not for you to compare yourself. What I'm saying it for is for you to see that sometimes a less qualified person might seem like they're passing you over. They're not necessarily passing you over. They're just connected. They're just in alignment. They're just consistent. They are consistent in ways that you're not. They're in alignment in ways that you choose to not be. Do you hear me? And it might seem like they're passing you over. They're not passing you over. They've just stayed in their lane. They stayed in their lane. They stayed in their lane. Might have suffered as much as you have. They might have even suffered more than you have. Or, hell, they might have suffered less than you have. But whichever degree of suffering they have endured, they have not allowed the suffering to stop their journey. They have not allowed that suffering to stop their journey. They haven't allowed that suffering to deviate them from the path that Creator, Source, knows they must be on. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So the magician shows up and says to you, basically, things that you might have been pondering on, thinking about, contemplating. The magician shows up for the air signs. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Magician card. Mercury. Hermes. As within, so without. As above, so below. That's interesting. So wait a minute. Then what Spirit is saying for the air signs through the magician card is that you are not giving yourself credit for the innate, natural blessing that's within you. Or in another language that may resonate better with you, you are not giving enough faith to your own ache, to your own ability to manifest things. It's in the way that you manifest it through the communication, but there is a communication. I don't know who you are. Spirit knows who you are. There has been a communication that has been lost, has been interrupted. And that communication that's been interrupted, perhaps, is the communication between you and your higher self. As above, so below. Between you and your higher self. Do you hear me? The communication between you and Source. The communication between you and your ancestors of wisdom. The communication between you and your spirit guides of light. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? So it is in your best interest for you to stop yourself and say, wait a minute, I've been down this rodeo before. I keep repeating the same cycle every year or every month. What more do I need in order for me to believe in me? What more do I need in order for me to jump back on with the rhythm that the universe is trying to show me, and me stop second guessing myself and doubting myself? What is going to take for me to stop allowing others to dictate over my life when I already came into this world with a particular blessing that has already been written? As above, so below. Nothing that has been written by the ancestors of wisdom can any human and any experience, any life thing could erase. Do you hear me? Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? When you have been marked to do the works that Creator has entrusted you to do, there is no human, no entity, no lower level vibration, no dark spirit that can interrupt that unless you have given it access. Unless You have opened that door. Aha. So wait a minute. Low vibrations can definitely have an effect negatively on me, but they can only have a negative effect on me when I have given them the permission, when I have given them the access to me. Because, and again, many of you have been with me for a long time know that I don't bring my religious practices into the equation. But let me tell you something. So is this so true that within Afro-Cuban practice of spiritism, espiritismo, when someone has sent you, has wished upon you, has directed at you a negative, low vibrational entity, we as spiritists, as communicators of the spirit world, can take that negative entity, usher it into the fucking light, and then on top of that, that negative energy or entity that was once upon a time directed at me to harm me, that has now through me been ushered into the light, can actually become my posse, my supporter. I ain't gonna go there with you right now. This conversation ain't for everybody. What I'm saying is, you have the power, you have the keys to turn things around. You have the keys to turn things around. Air signs, turn it around. Turn it around because something favorable can be taking place in your life if you give it access. Turn it around. Turn it around in your favor. Make it work for you. Make it work in your favor. Turn that shit around. Turn that negativity around. Turn that thing around so that it can actually work for you in your favor. Turn your negative mind around so it can work for you in your favor. Vamos. Hello. Anybody? Are you picking up what spirit is laying down? Turn it around. Turn that negative mindset around. Turn that negative mindset around. Turn that stagnant energy around. Turn it around so that it can actually work in your favor because you deserve it. Blessings cannot act without your permission. Blessings cannot take place without your permission. It can't. Trust me, it can't. It doesn't matter how big the blessing is. It cannot work without your permission. It cannot work without you receiving it, embracing it. What's not good, Anna? You say that's not good. What's not good? Let's move on. Let's go into the water signs. We're going into Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. Let's go into the water signs. TikTok land, thank you for those hearts. Keep them coming. Keep those deditos. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, let's see here. The interesting part about it is that energy works in many different ways. Energy works in many different ways. What you do with energy is what matters. It's what you do with energy. Everything carries a vibration. How we connect with people carries a vibration. Okay? how, when you write, maybe your gift is in writing, maybe your gift is in speaking, maybe your gift is in dancing, maybe your gift is in singing, maybe your gift is in teaching, maybe your gift is in building, maybe your gift is in on tangible things. It all carries a vibration, but that vibration needs to be in the right level of alignment, in the right alignment. Because if it's not in the right alignment, it just doesn't work in your favor. It just becomes stagnant energy. Let's see what comes up here for our water signs. Really? Okay. Water signs. Cancer. Scorpio. And Pisces. We got the Four of Cups, which is a water sign card. The Four of Cups. Four of Cups today for the water signs. Four of Cups for the water signs. You know, let's just basically say that if you continue to allow people, experiences, situations in your life to rob you of what's inherently yours, you will continue to re-experience the same situations over and over and over again. Let me make this very clear. We have the right. We have the right. We have the right. Thank you for those roses. Thank you. Thank you very much for those roses. I appreciate you. I love the heart puff. Oh, thank you so very much. I hadn't seen all these gifts. Thank you so very much. Thank you. I gotta learn how to play with these things here on TikTok. I still don't know how to highlight them or whatever the case may be. But thank you so very much. Um, we must always, you've heard me say this before, we must always do our best to give ourselves permission to experience our feels. We got to go through our feelings. Feelings are feelings, right? The problem is, especially with the Four of Cups, is when we allow certain feelings to take control of our life. When we allow certain feelings to dictate over our life. When we allow certain feelings to run our life. Because as we surrender to our feelings, as a result of heartbreak, abandonment, chaos, trouble, bad news, loss, conflict, whichever the case may be, when we surrender to these emotions, that energy that then becomes in motion will also contribute to us losing opportunities. Because if I'm in a funk, if I'm out of it, if I'm not feeling my best, then when the universe, trust me, many of you know this, the universe has a very awkward, unique kind of humor. Okay? The universe's humor it ain't always humorous. in our understanding. So when you're feeling at your worst is when you might get presented with a new opportunity that is actually promising. But if you're not feeling it, you're not going to even see it. You're not going to even recognize it. You're not going to even acknowledge it. You're not going to even notice that it's there. And you could miss out. You could miss out. You could miss out. So, yes, give yourself permission to go through your feels. Give yourself permission to acknowledge what you are physically, emotionally, mentally feeling. But don't stay stuck there. And most importantly, don't hex yourself with your beliefs, with your thoughts, because then you block yourself. This is specifically a Cancer card, and the Four of Cups says that you've experienced something that is you're still doing your best to to get out of that space, get out of that funk, get out of that contradiction, get out of that thing that left such a bitter taste. And I'm telling you, I don't care what you have to do. 10 cleanses, go to a therapist, go to the ocean, go to the river, go to the top of the mountain, go journal, go work with your spirit guides, go work with your ancestors, go do whatever it takes. Whatever it takes for you to get up from here so that you don't continue to miss out on blessings and opportunities. Because just because some shit is going on in my life does not mean that God is forgetting me. Does not mean that Creator, that source, is forgetting me in terms of my blessings. My downfall, my conflict, my chaos is teaching me a lesson, but my blessings are still waiting for me. That's where we get lost. You going through conflict does not mean that you have lost your blessings. You going through conflict means that there are lessons within your conflict that you must need in order to rise in your blessings. Oh, you're welcome, Kenny. Great to see you on here. Blessings to you, my soul brother. Blessings to you. Did I miss the earth signs? Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Are you picking up what Spirit is laying down? Don't let challenge confuse you. Don't let challenge trick you. Don't let challenge sideline you. Don't let challenge block you. Don't let challenge sit you down for too long so that you don't miss out on blessings. Because oftentimes blessings do show up in disguise. They don't show up as a blessing. And because you're already jaded, you're already feeling a certain kind of way because of what you went through, then now it's like, oh, this, nothing's going to happen. No. Yeah, you're just not paying attention. COC. Let's go into the earth signs. That would be Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Are you in the house? Earth signs. Are you in the house tonight? Earth signs. Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. Okay. Yep, thank you, Benisa. In the house, you got that right. Awesome. I'm glad to hear that, Rose. I'm glad to hear that. We got the moon. The moon card for the earth signs. The moon card for the earth signs. The moon card for the earth signs. I'll keep it plain and simple. I'll keep it plain and simple, and you ain't gonna like it. And guess what? It's okay. I don't care. Are you ready? Open up your spiritual ears, because your physical ears has selective hearing. So I need you to open up your spiritual ears. Your physical ears has selective hearing. All right. Whew, this is the moment where I would light my cigar. But if I light my cigar because I'm on TikTok live, TikTok has this thing that when you light a cigar, they turn you off. Anyway, this is where I tell you, no matter what you do, we know you're avid, highly intelligent, more than capable, resourceful. Your connection is just wow when you want to, when you want to. But baby, it does not matter. It does not matter how intelligent you are, how resourceful you are, how connected you are, how beautiful you are, or how handsome you are, or what your expertise, your degrees. It does not matter. You know why? Because no matter what you do, unless you truthfully, with a capital, TRUTHFULLY, unless you truthfully face your fears, nothing's gonna budge. Nothing is gonna budge. Nothing is going to budge. Nothing is going to budge unless you face your fears. Nothing is going to move. Nothing is going to move in a divine way. This will continue to move, but it will continue to move at a slow pace. You will continue to pick up certain crumbs, bits and pieces of certain good moments in light, but then you go back into your darkness. Certain moments of here and there of certain pero you go back to your ways. Ask me why. Ask me why. I dare you to ask me why. Earth signs, ask me why. My fellow earth signs, ask me why. I got some Y's here on TikTok Landia. I got my first Y over here by my beautiful soul sister, Wild Child Healing. No one wants to know on YouTube Landia? Okay. The answer is because, unfortunately for you, and me. Oh, baby black Jesus, help me. We suffer. We suffer from one of the worst ailments that exist. And that is our control issues. We are control junkies. Control junkies. And when you are a control junkie, as I like to call it, you pick and choose what you want to heal. You pick and choose the work that you want to do. You pick and choose how you want to show up. You pick and choose what you want to address. You pick and choose what you want to face. You pick and choose what you want to do, when you want to do it, how you want to do it. And that does not work for your divine path. It doesn't work for your divine path. It doesn't work. It doesn't work. That is what I call my godchildren know this. My godchildren know this. And those of you that have been to my shadow work retreats know this. There's a term that I have coined in my spiritual path. I call it selective healing. Healing is either complete or it's incomplete. When there is a process of selective healing, baby, ha! In the name of the baby black Jesus, I ain't here to play. Selective healers don't get healed. Selective healers, they just get patched up. You either buy a new tire, okay, or you get your tire patched up only for it to still blow up, break, disinflate. Because you can't compare a patched up tire with a new tire. A new tire will always be new, no matter how you put it. No matter how you put it. That's why selective healers has such a hard problem. So if you are an earth sign tonight, if you are a Taurus, if you are a Virgo, if you are a Capricorn, if you have an earth sign rising, listen to me. Open up your spiritual ears. You must stop yourself in your tracks with your selective healing. Because I am here to tell you, I am here to inform you, I am here to serve notice on your ass, letting you know that your selective healing will take you to your grave with unaccomplished goals. And it will have you returning back to try to do it again because you failed to implement the lessons that you were served by the divine, your spirit guides of light, and your ancestors of wisdom. You will have no choice but to come back. Many of us are going to come back anyway, but there's a difference in how we come back. Come on now, somebody. Come on now, somebody. So, your selective healing, I don't want to talk about that. I'm not ready for that. You haven't been ready for that for 20 years. So when the fuck are you going to be ready? I don't want to relive that. You still relive it, and you relive it in your everyday. It's so funny how certain things that causes us pain, when it shows up in our face, we're like, I'm not ready for that. I don't want to go through that because I don't want to relive that. You are reliving it every day. You are reliving it. And the fact that you ignore it, the fact that you put it in the drawer, the fact that you hide it is a version of reliving it every day. Because it has certain blessings on hold. You know that certain portals, certain blessings don't get open for you until you graduate. And in order for you to graduate, you got to face certain things, certain fears that you hide from, that you selectively deal with. Oh, caramba. Come on now. Come on now. Come on now. Really? Like, seriously? Seriously? It's about your control issues. You want to pick and choose what you want to heal. You want to pick and choose what you want to address. You want to pick and choose what you want to face. You want to pick and choose what you want to do. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work that way. And slowly but surely, it will continue to deplete you. Little by little. Little by little. Some of us think we faced it. I know that. I know. Trust me. Oh, trust me, beloved. I know that some of us think we faced it. But it's interesting because those of us that say we faced it, we still get triggered. If we still get triggered, we haven't faced it. We might have faced certain aspects of it. We might have faced certain parts of it. We might have, dealt with certain layers of it, but we have not gotten to the core of the onion. We have not gotten to the heart of the onion. Because once we've really gotten to the core, the heart of the onion, certain things that come up don't trigger us, don't faze us, don't cause any emotions in us. If we can't talk about it, we haven't done the work entirely. If it still triggers something in us, we have not done the work entirely. If we can talk about it, we have not done the work entirely. If I avoid certain places because I still don't want to bump into certain people, we have not done the work about it. Hello, somebody. Hello. Newsflash. That's why you need to come to my shadow work retreat, Wild Child Healing. Who here in IG land has been to my shadow work retreats in the past? Okay, you've been saying that now. You've been saying that. No, my dearest, you've been to my classes. You've been to my classes, but you haven't been to my shadow work retreat. But my dearest Becky here has. If you've been to my shadow work retreat, the actual retreat, my 3-day retreat, which should really be 4 days. Heck, I wish it was a week. Anyway, if you've been to my shadow work retreat, do we or do we not go in deep? Like deep. We don't go in deep, we ain't doing the work. Simple as that. If we're not going in deep, we just not doing the work. We're doing superficial work. Superficial work, with many of us do, is a band-aid. It's a band-aid. But under that band-aid, something is still festering. Okay, the festering is going on. Anyway, for this week, us Earth sign, there's work to be done. The moon basically says, don't hide from your emotions. There are certain things that might come up for you this week that might put you on edge, but you got to go through, you got to travel through these towers, the yin and the yang, the positive and the negative, the ups and down. But if you go through, you will have your transformation. This crab is a sign of transformation. You must journey through this non-straight line, through this yin and yang, and you will rise, you will transform. But you can hide. As humans, we're hiders. We hide. We hide. One of the worst things that we can ever do, regardless of dogma, creed, religion, spirituality, faith, is hide. We hide. We hide from the truth that's already inside of us. We hide. The more we hide, the less access we have to our blessings. Plain and simple. If we continue to hide, we become inaccessible to our blessings. Yes. Last but not least, fire signs. Where are the fire signs? That would be Aries, Leo, and good old Sag. Where are the fire signs? Show up. Where are the fire signs? All right. Not bad. Aquí. Lista y peligrosa. Where are the fire signs? Oh, she's listening, ¿no? Entonces no hay más dedito. El dedito. Okay, fire signs. Interesting. Fire sign get tonight an earth card. The fire signs get an earth card. Okay. Okay. You get the page of pentacles, fire signs. Page of pentacles. Page of pentacles. Page of pentacles for the fire signs. You know, let me tell you something, fire signs. You got the page of pentacles. Not a bad card. But you know what could put your blessings, your vision, your purpose at risk? Do you know what could put your blessings, your purpose, and your vision at risk? What could put your purpose and your vision and your blessings at risk is not changing the plan. Listen to me cautiously. Listen to me attentively. What could put your blessings, your purpose, and your vision at risk is not changing your plan. What do I mean by this? Spirit impresses upon me to share with you that it's not about changing the goals, abandoning the goal, giving up on the goal. It's about changing the plan towards the goal. Because the plan that's in place, it's either outdated, it's run out, it's not viable, it's not complete, or the wrong team is in place. maybe the wrong location. Do you hear me? But the goal is still the same. Spirit is not asking you to give up on the goal, change the goal. Spirit is asking you to revise the plan. It's almost when we're going to a destination that we've never been to before. Your goal you've never reached. You haven't reached your goal yet. You haven't been there yet. We're going to a destination, a place we haven't been to before, and we input that address on the GPS, and the GPS says it's going to take you an hour and 9 minutes to get from point A to point B. Along the way, you hear the GPS ring, ring, and it tells you you can save 15 minutes because I have found for you a new route that will still take you to your destination by avoiding this setback, this conflict, this accident ahead, this thing that's interrupting the flow of the journey. I've got a new destination. I got a new route for you. Change the route. Change the route. Change the route. Change it. Change the route. Don't be afraid. Learn how to trust the process. This is a new vision. This is a new goal, or a goal that has been in motion, but it has the full body of the goal has not manifested yet. And Spirit is saying, don't give up on the goal. I still bless this goal. The goal still looks good to me. The route you have chosen initially may not be the route I want you to take. The route you've been on may not be exactly the route for you to continue on towards this goal. The people that were in place may not necessarily be the one that will reach the destination with you. Be open to the changes that might come along the way while keeping focus on the goal. Does that make sense to you or not? It also talks about new phase, a new idea, a new vision. You got to definitely ground it. It's an earth sign card. So it's asking you to ground that vision, to ground that purpose, to ground it. Make sure that the foundation to what you're building is solid. Make sure that the foundation of what you're building is working in your favor. Sí o sí. ¿Estamos? Are we good? Talk to me, somebody. IG, you've been awfully quiet today. I'm not used to you being so quiet. COC. Awesomeness. It is my deepest prayer that tonight's messages have been revelatory, affirmative for your inner spirit, for your life, for your vision, for your purpose. May the ancestors of wisdom continue to bless you and elevate you. May your spirit guides of light protect you along the way. And may you be aware that nothing that comes up against you is able to take you down unless you give it permission. Simple as that. I invite you to join this year's Ancestral Elevation Healing Ceremony. If you are on Instagram, click the link in my bio. If you are on YouTube, that information is in the description box. If you're here on TikTok, visit my website, spiritualdoctorafi.com. Sign up for the Ancestral Elevation Healing Ceremony. It is needed. It can only be rewarding to you. It can only be a blessing to you. It can only edify you, elevate you, promote you, balance you, strengthen you. You deserve it. You deserve it. Other than that, Spirit shared something so powerful with me today. Spirit shared with me Actually, before we log off, how many of you, how many of you on here that you know of, how many of you were born from a cesarean, from a C-section? How many of you were born by way of a cesarean, a C-section? How many of you, one, estoy para ti. Two, three, four. Who else? Who else? Anyone here was born from a C-section? Five. Okay. Okay. Who else? Who else on here was born from a cesarean, from a C-section? ¿Quién más? Who else was born from a C-section? Six. Seven, eight. Hey. Okay. Question number two. Those of you that were born from a cesarean, from a C-section, are you on my newsletter? If you're not on my newsletter, I advise you, I suggest that you sign up for my newsletter. If you're on Instagram, click the link in my bio, and the tab is also there for you to join my newsletter. If you're on YouTube, the link to it is in the description box of this video. If you're on TikTok, I don't know how the hell you're going to get on my newsletter. If you're on TikTok, most likely you have an Instagram. Most likely you have, you know, YouTube. Find my YouTube channel or find my Instagram page. Click the link in my bio and go sign up for my newsletter. Because tonight I'm going to write. Some spirit gave me something so freaking powerful about those of you that were born from a C-section, from a cesarean. And it spoke to me in my heart about your connection with your mother, your connection to Mother Earth, your connection to feeling valuable in this world and purposeful in this world. It spoke to me on so many different levels. And I'm going to write about that tonight when I'm relaxed and in my bed and whatever. I'm going to write about that tonight. And I'm going to deliver this newsletter tomorrow. So if you want to read what Spirit shared with me about those of you that were born from a C-section, get on my newsletter, because I don't think it's something that you want to miss. Anyway, I hope, I pray that life blesses you. I haven't opened up my calendar for readings for next week, but I will between tonight and tomorrow. Stay tuned. Click the link in my bio. Book your one-on-one session and have a blessed rest of your week. I'll be back live sometime throughout the week to continue sharing and to continue teaching about the importance of ancestral elevation. I hope your ass is on there November 2nd. You need it. Your life needs it. You know you need it. Stop procrastinating, which is another thing that needs to be healed and elevated. Anyway, if you need me, if you have doubts, concerns, questions, uncertainty, just reach out. I'm willing to answer your question. That's what I'm here for. Over and out. Que Dios me los bendiga a todos ustedes. Stay in